Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Stitches and Scribbles podcast. My name is Erin and I have lots and lots of stuff to show you today, so let's dive right in. I am filming this podcast a little bit in advance from when I normally do it, since I usually upload the podcast on a Friday. Usually I film them either the day before or 2 days before, but because of some upcoming events, I am filming this one over a week ahead of time, so as of filming, it's the day before Thanksgiving, so over a week. I just said that. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. But I'm filming it in advance because I actually have another craft fair on December 4th that I'm really excited about, and I want to dedicate the whole week before the craft fair to just working on craft fair crafts. I might film during that time. I haven't decided what one of my videos is going to be for December yet, so you might just get a very chaotic crafting vlog of all the stuff that I'm working on and maybe my craft fair setup, stuff like that. So maybe we'll try doing like a really informal vlog type video as one of the videos for next month so that you can see kind of what I'm working on and all of that. So I'm still very much in like Thanksgiving mode. I just packed all of my stuff, which is actually part of what I'm going to show you, because we are on the road tomorrow for Thanksgiving. We are driving to my husband's family on Thanksgiving Day, which will take us a couple hours. But we're kind of excited to go. We're staying in a hotel, which like feels weird to be visiting family and staying in a hotel for the first time. But that's what worked out best this year. So we kind of get like a mini vacation out of it. Not that like Thanksgiving isn't already a vacation, but for us it like feels more like a vacation because we're going to be staying in a hotel. So I don't know why that makes such a big difference, but it does. So we're excited to see everybody. But as you probably know, if you're a crafter, a knitter, or crocheter, you can't travel anywhere without yarn, especially if you are not the one driving on a long road trip. So actually one of my purchases I'm going to show you today will also be showing you my current works in progress because I'm not pulling them all out again. But I purchased this tote bag. I can't get it centered in frame. So if you saw some of my summer podcast episodes or like early fall stuff, I was talking about going to baseball games and how it finally dawned on me that knitting during a baseball game is a great idea because it's like 3 hours. You don't have anything to do. And while I like being at a baseball game, that's a really long time for me to like basically sit still. Knitting seemed like a perfect solution, but the ballpark near me, I live near Milwaukee, so it's the Brewers Stadium. It's the American Family Insurance, whatever it's called now, but it's always going to be Miller Park. Don't know why they bothered changing the name on that one. I understand it got bought by a different company, but like it's always going to be Miller Park. It's like the Sears Tower in Chicago. We're never going to call it by the new name. But anyway, I don't know if it was because of that ownership change or if this was a rule at ballparks across the country, but they changed their bag size limits, and the only purse that you can bring in is like little teeny tiny ones. Like my smallest purse barely hits the requirements, so I was really sad thinking that that meant like I can never bring a knitting project in because nothing's gonna fit in that tiny bag. I could maybe get in a skein of yarn if I like squashed it in there, but then I'd have no room for wallet, phone, keys, all that stuff. So they actually updated the rules. I don't know if they updated it after I went to the park or if I just didn't see it in the fine print, but you can bring single compartment clear bags up to a different certain size that's much bigger. So that's what I purchased. I checked all of the requirements, made sure that this was going to work, and I purchased this off Amazon. It's got a zipper at the top. It has 2 side handles and an over-the-shoulder adjustable handle. So really excited to use this, but I decided to test it out being my travel yarn bag because I can see everything from the outside. So I actually have 3 whips in here. The one on top I don't know if you can see that. It's Lion Brand Mandala, and that is actually my final Dungeons and Dragons tutorial is what I'll be working on in there. Underneath is a whip that you have seen before over here. That is the half circle shawl that I am making for my church auction. And down at the bottom, I have a baby blanket going on down there. I don't remember what that yarn is. Bernat Softy Baby Stripes in the color Regatta Stripe is what's going on down there. Just a simple half double crochet blanket. I had a friend who I made a baby blanket for her oldest child, and I guess that blanket has become his like security item when he goes to daycare, doctor's visits, all that stuff. So now that she has a second child, she requested another one made in the same yarn so that he can have one too. So we picked a different color. I think the one for her older child was in the color Sunny Side Up. It had something to do with sunshine, like was in the name, but I think it was called Sunny Side Up. It's like turquoises, oranges, and yellows. So we did the Regatta Stripe for baby number 2. So those are all of my current whips. I have a couple more that I've got going. I'm looking at my craft cart, but most of them are ones that I like haven't worked on in a while. So I'll show some of those when I'm more like actively working on them, if that makes sense. Just because if I show you whips and videos and then like don't touch it for 6 months, that feels kind of weird to be showing it. So since the other ones aren't really actively being worked on now, I'll just save those for another video. Up next we've got finished objects, and I only have 3 for this month, probably because I've had kind of a busy schedule and I'm filming this earlier, so it's only 3 weeks of objects instead of 4, if that makes sense. But I've got a couple to show you. So what order should I do this in? So first of all, I've mentioned this before, but I am in a prayer shawl group at my local church. We make prayer shawls for people who are going through tough things, sickness, death of a family member, anything like that. So we make prayer shawls, but recently we got a request from a local hospital to also make baby blankets. So I have a baby blanket to show. I love this one. This was made from a Karen Skinny Cake. I don't remember the color name, but it's the really vibrant rainbow one. And I really liked this yarn. The only thing I was thrown off by is that the stripe pattern has this random green stripe between the blue and the purple. So it's not quite a rainbow. I don't mind it. I just wasn't expecting it, I guess. So if you get this yarn, just know that green stripe is in there. This blanket is just a corner to corner square with a single crochet border along the edges. I didn't even use up the whole cake for this. It's behind me somewhere. Nope, this side. The remainder is right there. So clearly if you wanted to do a baby blanket and a hat set or something like that, you totally could. But the stripes are very wide. So if you're doing a baby hat, you probably wouldn't get all of the colors in one hat, if that makes sense. But very cute baby blanket. I made this one on the smaller size because they listed a variety of sizes needed. So that one I think was like a 20 by 20 inch blanket, maybe slightly bigger than that because it's stretched. But they wanted 20 by 20, 24 by 24, and 28 by 28. So I just made that one as a smaller size to see how much yarn I could have at the end. The other thing I made will actually eventually be a written pattern, although I think I need to do a couple more test versions of it first, just because some of the stitches didn't line up exactly how I wanted them, so I need to do some more math. It still looks okay, but wasn't quite what I want for the pattern version. But this is a prayer shawl. and I'm gonna leave it folded in half so that we can see more of it. It is a simple rectangular shawl. I used half double crochet in the third loop for these big ribbed sections, and then I used the star stitch. I've also seen it called the 5-point marguerite stitch for the middle, and then I trimmed both ends with more of that half double crochet in the back loop. So I think it still looks really good, especially because this yarn is drapey and squishy. This is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember the color name, but the really dark dusty blue. But I definitely had some issues with the edge of the star stitch section where it didn't look quite even. So I need to do some adjustments to the pattern to figure out what caused that and if there's a way to fix it and make it better. I'm thinking that I probably need a like half double crochet edge on both sides to like make it a little bit more even, but we'll see. I like how it turned out. I just think it needs some adjustment, but it will definitely, it still works as a prayer shawl. I'm just being overly picky about it. So in the next version of the pattern, I'm going to be a little bit more careful in how I do the stitches and checking that stuff. The third finished object I have to show you is a Christmas gift. So I still don't think my husband will ever watch these videos because he listens to me talk about yarn all day in person. But this is my husband's Christmas present. So if you are watching, please don't, because you're going to ruin your Christmas present. But I finished my knitted bow tie. This is a traditional, like, real bow tie. I had to look at tutorials on Pinterest for how to tie it. I think it turned out super cute. I will also be making him one in Christmas colors. But he wears bow ties every Friday in honor of his grandfather because his grandfather was known for wearing bow ties. So I wanted to add to the collection. I used sock yarn from Hobbii for this. It's their Happy Sock yarn, which used to be something that you could buy with points, but it's no longer in the points store. And I don't think it's listed on the website anymore. So I don't know if they stopped carrying it or if it's only part of the points program and they just rotated it out, but I don't think it is there as of right now. But I love the colors. I think you can see them a little bit better along the band, but it's shades of blue and lime green and turquoise. I'm really happy with this. This will also eventually be a written pattern in my Etsy shop. I just want to do a couple more samples of it before I release it. But I think it's a super unique pattern. If you have someone in your life who loves wearing bow ties, especially like funky ones, this is a great project for that. Also, it used, I'm trying to think of how many yards were in that skein of sock yarn. I think like 260, and it didn't use up a whole skein. So if you've got like half a skein of sock yarn left, you probably would be able to make this. My husband is a tall, skinny guy though, so his neck measurement is on the smaller side. So if the person you're making this for has a bigger neck, you might want to reserve more than that, if that made sense. The only downside about these is that like they're not adjustable, because adding a clip to it to adjust it would make the fabric too thick, because then you'd have like 6 layers of knitting instead of 2, because this is knit in the round. So yeah, you could definitely do it with a skein of sock yarn. I think that's all I need to say about this. Really excited about it. I think this is the most unique pattern that will be coming out from me in the next couple of months. So I'm hoping to release this for fall. And the prayer shawl that I just showed you, I think I'm going to release in like February. So that's kind of the general idea for the next couple months. I'm hoping that I can do, I think I said this in the last podcast, but like quarterly Etsy drops, so that I don't have to like keep a set number of items in stock, and I like have enough time between each one to like curate a new collection of stuff, if that makes any sense. I do have some fun themes planned because each one's going to have a theme, of course. I like having themes for things. I think, yeah, that's it for finished objects and whips. So let's dive into some purchases. There are quite a lot, which I was not intending on, but I happened to catch some like really, really, really good sales at a couple places. So I have some more yarn to show you, I guess. First thing to show you, I did do an order from Hobie not too long ago because they had I think these things were purchased during the Halloween sale and not during the like pre-Black Friday sale that's going on now. But the first thing I got is the Hobie Necklight Deluxe, which I'm going to pop open the box. Looks like this, and I'm really excited to have this for traveling. So you unbend it, and this is a very flexible cord, but it also holds its shape really well. And then it has 2 lights on the end. I don't know why that one's flickering, but 2 lights on the end, so you can wear it over your neck so that you have light for your craft projects. I really like this, especially for traveling, because I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I tend to wake up significantly earlier than my husband does, which is fine when we're at home because I can just go into another room and do stuff. But if we're at a hotel or staying in a family member's house, I don't always want to like go wander around while he's still asleep. So in the past I have like just watched videos with headphones on my phone until he got up, or like when we stayed with his family, I'd like wander downstairs and talk to whoever was already awake. But sometimes it's a really long span of time where I'm by myself and I can't like turn all the lights on to actually do things. So I thought that that would be a good solution for that, so that I can work on crochet and knit stuff while he's still sleeping. So really excited to use that for traveling this year. I think that that'll help out a lot with that situation, especially because this time we are in a hotel, and I don't want to like just go sit in the hallway while he's still asleep. So that way I can work on stuff without like turning on all of the lights to be able to see. So excited about that. The other thing I got from Hobie, I shouldn't have put it so far away from me on the floor. I got 3 packs of the Halloween sock wool, and I didn't originally intend to get the packs. I'm actually going to open one of these so we can look at the colors. But when I went to order, the individual ones were all sold out. So it was either get the 3 packs or don't get it at all. So I decided on the 3 packs. But really the color I wanted was this one, the green, purple, and black, which is color number 2. Talking about the info for this, so this is the Halloween sock wool. 75% wool and 25% polyamide. It's 100 grams, 459 yards, 420 needles, and it is a super fine one. They recommend 3mm needles. Hobie, it's Hobie with a long O sound. I've tried to remember that so many times. Does not put their color names on the yarn, so I don't remember what it was, but it has this cute little Halloween label on it. So I'm really excited to use this. I got 3 of each color in the hopes that I could do a shawl if I wanted to, or something else fun. I don't do socks, so I'm not going to use it to make socks. I'm definitely going to use it for something else. But I love green. Green is my favorite color, so combinations of green for Halloween are my favorite. This particular pack also came with color number 3, which is purple, orange, black, and like a fuchsia color, a very pinky purple. Also really like this one. I think if I make my husband a Halloween bow tie, I might do it with this color because it's got the orange and purple in it. And then the last one is color number 1. This one looks like it might have more of a Fair Isle design in it because some of the yarn sections have like splotches in them instead of the stripes. But this one has kind of a mauve pink, like dusty rose color, that fuchsia, orange, and more of a charcoal than actually black, and some dark purple. So these ones, they do look kind of similar, but this one has more pink tones in it and no actual black. It's more the gray and purple, and this one definitely has black. So those are the 3 colors. I did get another 2 packs of them, but I'm excited to use those. I probably won't actually use them until Halloween season of next year, which is kind of sad, but happy to have them sit on my shelf in the meantime. What else did I buy? Oh, next bag, I had to get the big bag from Joann's. Joann's had a pre-Black Friday sale a couple weeks ago, so I actually ordered this during that time frame. I can't even untie it, from their app, so that I did an in-store pickup. But they had a really good deal on Lion Brand yarn. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was 40% off Lion Brand. So I had plans in my head to make a couple of cardigans. So I decided to just go ahead and get all of the materials for those cardigans while it was a really good deal. So that's what I did. I have 2 cardigans that I really like that I did not make. I purchased them, I believe, from Target or Amazon, something like that, that are very oversized, very drapey, but they pilled so badly that they look awful now, which I work from home, so it doesn't really matter what they look like most of the time, but one is black and one is olive green, and those tend to be colors that I wear very, very frequently. So I knew I wanted to make myself cardigans in those 2 colors, and then there's a third color that I just couldn't resist when I saw it. So I got 2 each of the Lion Brand Pound of Love. This is the color black, just to give you some info. This is 16 ounces or 454 grams of yarn. It's 1,020 yards, 932 meters, that's a word. It is a medium 4. It recommends 8 millimeter needles or a 6 millimeter crochet hook. So I got 2 of the black, thinking that that's probably enough for a cardigan. If not, this is always there, so I can get more of it if I need to. I got 2 in this color, which is olive. It's a little bit of a lighter olive than the sweater that I currently have, but I actually like this color better. And then I also got 2 in the color umber. So this like orangey brown, which I have been loving this color lately. I don't know if my brain just decided to go like all out for fall, but the like mustard to orange to brown to like sienna colors I really liked this past autumn, along with my usual like olive green and black. So I wanted a cardigan in that color too. So I got a lot of yarn from Joann's because there were 6 of these in that giant bag. And I'm excited to do some cardigans. I think that they're all going to be vlogs or crochet with me's over the next couple months, but I can't decide how I want to space them out since I won't need cardigans over the summer. So I'm now like in the process of looking at my video schedule for 2022, which sounds crazy that I'm like planning that out. But I haven't decided yet where I want to put the cardigan videos, so you'll just have to watch and see. But in the meantime, I have a giant bag of giant yarn, which is pretty fun. The last place I got yarn from was actually Michael's, and I went today against my better judgment, but I had watched a couple of videos online about some of the new yarns that they had at Michael's, especially the Karen cakes have a bunch of new things, like the lava cakes and the crystal cakes and all that stuff. My Michaels didn't have all of them. I definitely didn't see the lava cakes. I saw the crystal cakes, but there were only like single cakes of like 2 colors left, and they weren't colors that I was interested in. But my Michaels had a buy 2 get 1 free sale, which is also a good deal. So I got 3 of the Cozy Wool Tweed, which I also have on my shelf right here in the olive color. But I got 3 of them in the color Ice Blue. So the base of it is a cool dusty blue, but it has all of those fall tones in there too. So like some browns and whites and cream and a little bit of like dusty pink. So I got 3 of those, figuring that that would either be a good prayer shawl if I decide I don't want to do my other idea, or I was picturing making like kind of a lacy kimono style cardigan. I don't even know if that's the right word for that. I've also seen them called ruanas, but I don't know if ruana is the name of a specific pattern or just that style. But the cardigans that are basically 2 big rectangles where you don't add sleeves and they're open in the front, if that makes sense. Kind of want to do one of those with this. I think because it's such a light, airy color, but still very like fall winter. This is like if Elsa from Frozen had a favorite cardigan. That's what this color is. I'm convinced now. Elsa's fall cardigan. That's what this color should be called. Side tangent there into Disney. They also had a sale on some of their candles, which I got a couple because I like reusing candle jars either for gifts or for plants. So I ended up finding 2 that were really good for that. The first one was this one, which actually comes in a plant pot, which is great for reusing. This one is mandarin orange and ginger. The only thing I don't like about this one is that it doesn't have an actual lid. I like the ones with lids better because I can close it when I'm done with it. But I'm excited to be able to reuse the pot for some plants when it gets warm out again at some point. Those were in the like 70% off section at my Michaels, I think because they were part of the like either the summer decorations or the like fall and Halloween stuff. The second one I got is called, the scent is Toasted S'mores Bar, and it comes in this little jar, and this one is a 3-wick candle. But I really liked the jar, and my husband mentioned that he wanted a vanilla or like baked good scented candle now that it's getting cold out. And I tried to find a vanilla one in the sale section but couldn't find a vanilla one. So this was the next closest thing, the Toasted S'mores Bar. It kind of smells like chocolatey, and it smells actually more like hot cocoa to me than s'mores because there's no like campfire smell in it. It's more just like chocolate and marshmallows and maybe some like vanilla or like cookie scent. So we'll get good use out of those, and the jar will probably make a great like gift container later on. I did try one of the new Karen cakes, so I got 3 of the Karen Cloud cakes in the color Cloud Gray. This one is also a medium 4, 8.5 ounces or 240 grams. There's 760 yards, 695 meters, and they recommend 4.5 millimeter needles or a 4.5 millimeter hook. This one, I also was feeling that it would be a great cardigan. It's very soft. This is almost like if there was a lighter, fluffier version of the Feels Like Butter yarn from Lion brand, that's kind of what this feels like. It's the same like buttery softness, but it's not as like dense as the Feels Like Butter yarn is. It's not a roving either. It definitely like has structure to it, but definitely very soft, very fluffy, very fluffy and very squishy. I just combined those words. These, I think mostly were solid colors, but there were some self-striping ones as well. But I realized I didn't have plans for a gray cardigan, and gray is the other color that I use a lot. So I figured since it was on sale, and these are usually $10, so the buy two get one free was actually really good. And I actually still get a teacher's discount at Michael's, which helps out a lot, and I always forget about it. I think Joann's for a while was my favorite craft store to go to, but like I think I need to start going back to Michael's because that 15% teacher discount is still really good. And I felt kind of bad about using it for a while because I wasn't teaching, but now I'm subbing and doing like volunteer work with the kids at school and like helping with the auction and stuff. So I know at some point I'll help purchase like craft supplies for that program. So then my teacher discount will go to good use. So that'll be nice. I think that's it for this episode. I don't have anything else to show you. I ran out of bags on the floor. So we're going to wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you want to find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Etsy, all of that information will be in the description box below. If you liked what you saw today, I ramble about yarn a lot and I do a lot of different videos, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everybody!